Focus on your breathing in and out through the nose. Start with Ujjayi breathing. Engage your Mula Bandha and set yourself a mantra of what you want to focus on during this practice. Then come to the front of your mat. Have a good position. Spread your toes like a gecko. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk or jump back into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And 5 deep breaths. And the next inhale, jump or walk to the front, do halfway lift. Exhale all the way down and inhale all the way up. Raise your hands into Samastiti. Inhale all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, jump or walk back into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And 5 deep breaths. On the next inhale, jump to the front, halfway lift. Exhale all the way down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale into Samastiti. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or walk into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhale, jump to the front, halfway lift. Exhale all the way down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale into Samastiti. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, come down to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Into warrior one. Then a vinyasa. Go all through the vinyasa. And then put your left leg to the front and come into warrior one. Down into a vinyasa. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and 3 breaths. Inhale, jump to the front, come up into a chair position, and all the way into Samastiti. Inhale from a chair position, exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right leg to the front. Inhale, lift up into warrior one. Exhale, come down into Chaturanga. Inhale, up facing dog, downward facing dog. Left leg goes to the front. Inhale into warrior one. Come down into Chaturanga. And inhale into upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. And 3 long breaths. Feel how your hips go higher and higher. Your spine is elongating. And you have that nice stretch, the back of your legs. Inhale, jump to the front and go into chair position. Exhale into Chaturanga. Now take a small jump to shoulder width. lean down all the way. Grab your toes with your fingers and go down into Padangusthasana. Come into a halfway lift. Inhale. And then come down, putting your hands under your toes into Padangusthasana. Inhale, come all the way up, and then bring your jump or walk your feet together into Samasthiti. Now I have a big step into triangle, Trikonasana pose, and have your right leg facing to the front, and lean down with your arms extended. Bring it together, turn around, and go down on the left side with the left foot facing to the front and the right foot being parallel to the short edge of the mat. Come back up and do the twisted triangle. Bring your left arm to the front as long as you can, and then places on the outside of your right leg and extending your right arm to the sky. Bring up, turn around, and the opposite. Your right arm extends to the very front and places yourself down the outside of your left front. Your right front foot. And come to the front. Now come to Parsvakonasana. It's a bigger step than the one before in the triangle pose, and really extend your side so that it's a diagonal line. Change sides. There's different positions. The one I'm showing here at the moment is a beginner position where you can rest your lower arm on just above the kneecap. Then do a twisted side angle where you have variations. You go over and you lean in the prayer position to the right side. Come on the other side of the knee. If you want, you can open up so that your right arm is in the sky. And you can lift up, or you can leave your right leg on the ground. Come back up, turn around, and do the same on the other side. Bring your hands in the prayer position, twist them to the left side on the outside of your knee, and then you twist all the way, opening your arms, expanding to the sky. And if you want, you can lift up your back leg and bring it all together again. Step to the front into Samasthiti. Now we have a big step open. Have your toes in a pigeon position, the toes slightly inwards, and then lean your upper body to the front with your hands between your legs and try to reach as far down as you can. Come up, inhale, and come down, this time with your hands in your hips. And come up again, another inhale. And now fold your hands in the back, come down and bring your folded arms to the front. Come up again, inhale, and then for the fourth round, come down all the way and with your fingers touch your toes and bring yourself as close as you can to your legs. Coming up and go to the front to Samastiti. Now bring your hands in a prayer position behind your back, in a reverse prayer position. If you can, if you can't do that, then just connect them behind your back. And then I have a small step to the front and lean to the front leg. Both legs are straight and you're gazing to your toe. You're gazing to your knee. Coming up and doing on the other side. And coming up, inhale, come to the front in Samastiti. Now we're doing a balancing pose, the Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Bring your right leg up, get hold of your toe and extend your leg to the front. If you can, extend it straight. Then bring to your right, to the outer side, to the right side, and have your view to the left side, to the opposite side. Bring the leg again to the front, bring your head towards your knee, lift up yourself up again, and then let the foot go and bring it in the front, holding it to its own weight. Changing sides, bring your left leg up, hold your foot with the toes, extend to the front, then bring it to the outside and have your view to the opposite side. Bring your leg again to the front and then bring your head towards the knee. Release it and then come back into standing position. Now put your right leg up in half lotus if you can. Then put your hand behind you and see if you can touch your toe. If you can touch your toe, then lean forward and use the left arm to balance off and come to the ground. If you can't touch your toe, then you can just stand straight, not going down. Then change the side. Bring your left leg up into half lotus. See if with the left arm in the back you can reach. If you can reach the toe, then go down forward, leaning forward, all the way down. Come up again and come back to standing with both legs. Now come into inhale and exhale and do a vinyasa. Jumping back, coming into upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and then jump into chair pose, into Utkatasana, and stand in it. All the way up. Inhale, and then do another vinyasa. Inhale, exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump to the back into Chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. And then come into Warrior One. This time you're standing longer there, so focus on your pose. Look up to your hands. Make sure your knee is exactly in front of your in line with your ankle. Turn around and do this Warrior One in the other direction again, focusing on your knee being exactly in the same position where your ankle is. And expand your arms. Slightly adjust your hip position so that the hip is facing the long side of the mat. And turn around and have Warrior Two in the other direction. cartwheel to the front and come down into Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and all the way to the front. Sit upright with your hands to your side and legs extended in Tandasana. Lift up your arms, bring them to the front in Paschimottanasana A. After a few breaths, lift up your arms, raise them, and bring them again to the front. This time a little bit further into Paschimottanasana B. Really focus on exhaling, getting deeper into the pose. Inhaling, ensuring your back is straight. Inhale, lift up your arms, and come to the front again. And the exhale into Paschimottanasana C, even further with your arms around your feet. Now come into the next position, into Purvattanasana. Place your arms left and right to the side and lift up your entire body like a reversed table. Now in all of those positions you can do a vinyasa in between, or you can just go through the flow without the vinyasa to conserve your energy. Bring up the right leg into half lotus and then go into a forward bend. Again, you want to do either a vinyasa or change over to the left side, bringing the left leg into half lotus and bending over to the front. Change position. Now ankle your right leg and put them to the outside so that the knees are next to each other, and then bend forward. Inhale, come up and change sides, ankling your left leg to the outside, bringing your knees together, and on the exhale, come to a front and stretch. Come up, and now we're starting the Janusirasasana series. So for A, bring the right, ankle the right leg, bring the soles of your right foot next to the inner thighs of your left leg, and on the exhale come to the front. Inhale, come up, and then change sides. Extending the right leg, ankling the left leg, and bring the soles to the inner thigh. Come up, and then change sides to get ready for Janusirasasana B. So for this one, you're again ankling your right leg, but this time you're sitting on your heel. So you're lifting up your butt and move yourself a bit to the front and then sit on your heel, and then bend forward into the forward fold. Change sides, sit again on your heel, come to the forward fold. Come out of this position, and for position C, you may, if you're a beginner, you may skip this one, but this is you're bringing your right leg to the inside again, you're ankling your foot, and you are sitting on, you're massaging your organs with your heel, but ankling really your toes to the outside. Swapping sides, and you're doing the same on the left side. This time you may see it a bit better how the angling works. Now the next position, inhale again, bring up the right leg, ankling it, and then on the long exhale, put your right arm all around the outside of your knee, and if you can, bind it behind your back. And facing to the knee, having the view to the knee. Changing sides, bring your left arm this side all around your angled knee, and come to a bind behind them. Bring your view and vision down to look at the knee. This time, if you can, put in a half lotus, come into half lotus. Otherwise, bring your left foot under your right leg, and then again come with your arm around the outside of your right knee and come to a bind. Changing sides and come to a bind with your left arm all around the outside of your knee. The third of the Marishasanas is a similar position again. Come up with your right leg in kneeling. Bring up your right arm to the back and your left arm, like twisting, and then bring your left arm to the outside of your right knee from behind, and with every exhalation come further into the stretch, looking to the back. Changing sides. This time bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, and then use the exhale to further twist, looking backwards. And the last position, D, is here again. If you know half lotus, you can do half lotus. Otherwise, bring your left foot under the knees of the right side, and then come into the same twisted position, looking backwards. Changing sides, come into the same twisted position on the other side, and looking over your left shoulder to the back. Put your hands to the front and get into a vinyasa. Jump backwards and then an upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and jump all the way through into boat pose, Navasana. Holding that, put your legs extended, chest up, and then have a rest and lift up your entire body on the side. Come back into boat pose, extend your legs, try to straighten your legs as much as you can, lift up your chest, and then come down and lift yourself up on the side. Another round. Put out your legs, extend them. Remember to put your chest up, and then have a rest, lift up yourself from the side, and come back into the boat pose. One more time. Back into boat pose, extend your legs, chest up. Now do the next vinyasa, putting your hands to the front and then jumping back or walk back, and then come down in chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and now jump to the outside of your arms, your left and right outside, into Bhuja Pidasana. And here there's different versions how you can do it. Try to balance yourself up and then cross your legs to the front and see if you can lift up your toes from the ground. And now come slowly down into turtle pose. If you're more advanced, you can go directly, otherwise do it with a step in between. And then sit down and come into Kurmasana, the turtle pose, with your arms to the back and under your legs. This concludes the primary series. We're now starting with the finishing series. Come on your back and then put your hands to your side into a wheel position, into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Pull yourself up and really arch your back, and then come down, have a rest. Place your hands again next to your ears, backwards with the hands backwards, and then push yourself up and really push through your your arms and try to get the elbows as straight as you can, and this time try to get higher up into the wheel. Come down, have a rest, and then put your hands again next to your ear and bring yourself up again a third time into the wheel position. And try and see if this time you can even come up higher. Now come up seated and come either in Dandasana or in a forward fold into Paschimottanasana, before you then get down again on your back and come into the shoulder stand into Savangasana. For that, be really careful with your neck. Only look, don't move your neck during that time, and really bring up or lift your hip and your legs as much as you can up, so that you have a really straight body position. Following that, bring your legs behind you into Halasana, the blow pose. Bring your knees down next to your ears into Kanapidasana. Now lift up your knees. If you can you in lotus, otherwise just cross your legs, and then push with your arms your knees up and hold them on your shoulder. Then do a counter pose, the fish pose. Come down, cross your legs, and then put your hands under your butt and extend back arch until your head is on the ground, and come into this beautiful fish pose. The next movement, put your hands away from your butt and put them in front of you, lifting up, and extend your legs and put both straight up. Now find a spot where you can do the headstand, a wall of some sort if you can, or just try to do a headstand. Protect your head, come down into position, and find a stable wall. This wall I chose here was not very stable. And then slowly walk your feet closer to your body so that you can get up with strength. Sit down onto the ground, cross your legs, focus, have their back straight. Lift up your butt and bring your hands out straight with the open arms, palms facing upwards. And then get comfortable into Shavasana, the corpse pose. Do a body scan, feel that your body is entirely relaxed. Start with your head and do a body scan all the way down into your feet and your toes. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.